We spoke after the debate in Manchester about how you look forward to coming home.
Yeah,
And
it's great to be in Ohio. I mean, I kissed the ground when I got into the FBO. I did. I got down on my hands and knees. I actually didn't kiss the carpet because I didn't know if it was clean, but it was great to be home.
Does it energize you? You've been doing this for 7 months on the road, but now you're doing it in front of the hometown crowd.
Well, we have to win Ohio. I mean, there's no question. We will win Ohio, but it's great to be around the people that I know and I love and the people that have supported me for a long time. And, you know, it's really cool. It's always great to come home. I mean, they write songs about it, poems, books, you know. So it's really nice to be home and also to be, of course, in Cleveland.
You've got momentum right now, and especially when you look at that Monmouth poll the first 2 days in Michigan versus the last 2 days of the poll. But does it concern you the fact that we've been voting in Ohio for 3 weeks now? 36% in Cuyahoga County of the Republican people have pulled the ballot already. Is that concern that this momentum is coming late in a sense?
Well, you know, I really don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how many, you know, I just don't know what to say other than it's Ohio. And while we're going to do a lot of work in Ohio, and you know, we have television ads up now and everything like that, I sort of feel like, you know, either people get me or they don't, right? I mean, how much more can I tell them? So, hey, whatever happens, I'm prepared to live with it. I mean, some people said, well, you know, if you're not guaranteed you're going to win, you should drop out, not go to Ohio. I mean, come on, man, you gotta play it. You gotta play it through and play it where it lies, like it lies, you know, and just see what happens. And I'm very optimistic. I think we're going to win Ohio. I mean, I can't imagine losing it, but you know, the voters will have their say.
I'm going to throw a date at you. May 6th, 1952, a week before John Kasich is born. You know what happened on that date?
No, I don't.
Robert Taft was the last Ohioan to win the Ohio primary as a presidential candidate.
Really? Is that right? That's pretty cool.
And he had 750,000 more popular votes in the country than Eisenhower did, but he didn't get the nomination. Does that set the stage? I mean, you see us going, in a sense, that direction with the contested convention.
Well, look, I think we should not get ahead of ourselves when it comes to the convention. I mean, I've talked about it probably more than I should have, getting ahead of myself a little bit. Because politics is, John, as you know, what is true today is not necessarily true tomorrow. That's why I think we're interested in it. But if we were to go to a convention, look, let me put it to you in simple terms. When you and I were in school, if you made an 86 on your test, you didn't get an A, you got a B. And so if nobody can get to 90 and get an A, well, then we're going to have a convention and talk about it. And hey, look, John, at the end of the day, the governor of Ohio is one of 4 people left. There's only 6 people in the country who might be president. We've run a positive campaign. I've talked an awful lot about Ohio, and what matters to me is that Ohioans are proud of what I've been able to do. And, you know, a lot of people in the beginning probably discounted it. They said, oh, you know, he's not going to get there. So look where we are. And we just keep moving, and we'll see where this all ends up. But I'm very, very positive about our state, about what's going to happen here. And I'm actually very positive about the prospects of being the nominee of the party. And if I am that, the Democrats say you're the best crossover vote getter you have in the Republican Party, I'd probably be president.
And talk about the strategy involved, though. One of the first things that you showed me in the ceremonial office down in Columbus was Salmon Chase's bust.
Yeah.
And that comes into play because he was that presidential candidate, former Ohio governor,
right.
Helped make Lincoln what he was.
Well, he actually wanted to beat Lincoln, and Ohio didn't come through for him, which is interesting. Lincoln, on the other hand, was never anybody's first choice. He always said, well, if I can't be your first choice, can I be your second choice? And when the first choice fell, Lincoln became president. A lot of history in this state, and you're right about that. I hadn't really thought that much about McKinley and that much about Salmon P. Chase and all that. It's interesting. You know, I'll tell you what's really, really amazing. The national media now is starting to focus a lot of attention on Ohio. And as I've been saying, up in Michigan, it's amazing how Ohio always ends up somehow being the geographical center of presidential campaigns. And it's happening again. With our own guy, our favorite son, I hope. I'm your favorite son, I hope.
Marco Rubio's focusing on Florida. It's all about Florida. You're going to Illinois. You see something there.
Well, apparently we've been rising in Illinois as well. We're starting to see kind of momentum nationally. You know, we did better last week. I mean, Saturday night, people said, well, you know, he didn't win anything. Well, I got delegates we never thought we would get. So we do think that there's a momentum out there, John, and you know, there's some surveys that have us, you know, very close to second place in Illinois. And it's all about accumulating delegates. You know, everybody says, okay, can you win? Well, I'm going to win Ohio, but what else do you win? Well, I might win Pennsylvania, who knows? But it's about the accumulation of delegates. Now in Ohio, it's winner take all, so there is no proportional contest here. So it's all going to get back down to Ohio, and if I win, it's going to be a whole new ballgame.
You got the debate coming up on Thursday. Anything change?
I mean, it's just completely nuts that we're having another one. I mean, we just keep having them every week. It seems like there's another debate. There's too many of them, and I'm gonna have to go. You know, go to Illinois, then you go fly all the way down to Miami, then I fly all the way home. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
But you've been benefiting from them.
I think so. I think as the stage has gotten smaller, you know, I think we've had, you know, really the last 5 or 6 have been pretty good. But you know, look, it's like a trap door. You know, you stand on that stage, and the next thing you know, you fall through the trap door. I mean, it's just not a very good way to pick a president based on sound bites, and so we'll do the best we can and try to be relaxed and enjoy myself. It's pretty bizarre, actually, to walk out on the stage with the whole country watching, and you're one of a few people there, and all the lights are on, and the people are yelling and screaming. It is just. It really is a remarkable experience.
We talked in December, and you said one of the things Karen told you when you got into this race, don't come out of this an old man. She's been on the road with you. Are you living up to your end?
Well, look, I have to tell you that I've been a little bit concerned about the lack of exercise that I'm getting. We just, today when we landed, I took a walk out at the airport, walked for about 25 minutes. You know, but yesterday I got some really good exercise, and I lifted weights on Sunday. You know, it's important to keep exercising, and I'm doing fine. I mean, you get tired in this because you don't always get the hours of sleep. I sleep well, but sometimes you don't get enough hours. And so, you know, for example, they wanted me to do Good Morning America tomorrow at 7 a.m., and I just can't do it. I mean, I got to be watching out a little bit for the long-term plan here, keep my energy up, and you know, and try to be as physically fit as I can. And that's what I'm doing. I made a promise to my wife, and so she was with me up in Michigan here the last couple of days, and she's getting up like at the crack of dawn, waking me up, and I'm like, hey, what about this deal? You know, let me sleep.